Hello everyone and welcome to another economics lecture. I'm Miss Sayeda Tejani and in today's class we are going to learn about the exceptions of law of supply. Okay, I hope you remember what law of supply is. If no, then please do watch the video on the law of supply which is already uploaded on the channel. Okay, so what is law of supply? Just a quick recap for the new followers and for the new subscribers. Okay, law of supply is a law given to us by Professor Alfred Marshall, which says that when the price is high, the supply is also high, and when the price is falling or when it is low, the supply is also falling, it is low. There is a direct relationship between the two variables. Price and supply exhibit a direct relationship because when price is high, the seller has a motive of gaining more profit and he's supplying more. When the price will fall, the seller would not like to incur losses, would not like to sell off his articles at a lower price, so his supply will also fall. But there are a list of things on which this particular law of supply doesn't hold true. They are the exceptions of law of supply. कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें हैं जिन पर law of supply true नहीं होता. The law of supply doesn't hold true on a list of things which are given to you in the textbook page number 40. There are around 5 categories of things on which the law of supply doesn't hold true. What are they? Okay, the first one, very simple. Okay, this particular question is usually asked for 3 marks along with law of supply with exceptions, or it could be asked as a short note or a question in the form of agree disagree. Okay, so whatever it is, the answer remains the same. The first point, labor supply or supply of labor. Okay, now I hope you know what labor is, the 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. In order to start a business, I need these 4 things. Laborer or labor is the worker who is working for me. Okay, now this particular point can also be asked as a short note type of a question. Another name for this particular topic is backward bending supply curve. Okay, it could be asked, write a short note on supply of labor or labor supply curve, or it can be asked, write a short note on backward bending supply curve. Both mean the same. Okay, now what this is actually. Now suppose I'm the boss of a company and I'm hiring certain people to work for me. Okay, now in the first interview or in the first meeting, we decided that the worker is going to work for me for 5 hours. Okay, he's going to work for me for 5 hours, and in return, as his wages, as his reward, I'm going to give him a salary of rupees 5,000. Okay, 5,000. Oh, sorry, 5,000. Okay, so this was the agreement. The worker had to be happy because that's what he could expect from the boss, and the boss is also happy that he is working for 5 hours. After some days, when the business expanded, the boss now wants him to work for say 7 hours. Okay, a year at this particular time, the worker somewhere in mind had that 5,000 is very less, and let me try to find one more part-time job where I can earn a bit more. Okay, 2,000 to 5,000 I could make extra. So here, when the boss offered him that you work for me for 7 hours, I am going to give you 10,000 rupees. Immediately the worker became very happy because that's what he was looking for. Okay, he wanted some more money, he wanted an extra part-time job, so his wish came true. So now the person is telling him, the boss is telling him, work for 7 hours, I'm doubling your wage. I'm giving you more. He's now earning 10,000 rupees. Slowly and gradually, the boss will start increasing his hours. Now he's saying work for 10 hours. I'll give you 20,000. Okay, then he will, again the worker is happy. Then he will say work for 12 hours. I'll give you 25,000. Okay, somewhere here the laborer thought that 12 hours, oh God, when will I spend time with my family? When will I sleep? There will be no time for me to go out with my friends, to have to do some hobbies. Okay, so here somewhere laborer is unhappy, but he is still putting in the effort because he is getting a good amount. Okay, but a time comes when the laborer in his mind had decided somewhere 20 to 25 he is happy, 20 to 25,000 he is happy. So that point has come. After this, if the boss says you work for me for 14 hours, what will the laborer say? Okay, if he doesn't have a family, or if he is someone who is very alone, or he is in a foreign country, okay, and a person who does not have family with him, he might agree. But a person with the family, okay, even if that person might agree, on the account that he is a human being, he gets tired. Okay, even if he wants to work, his his body is made such that he needs rest. Okay, so even if the person is agreeing to work for more than say 18 hours, his body will not allow him. His eyes will start becoming red. His mind will start he will become drowsy. He might even fall sick, okay, without sleep, without rest. Okay, so a point comes when the laborer himself is satisfied with what he is earning. Now the time that he has, he wants to spend it with family, he wants to spend it doing his hobbies, he wants to spend it going out with friends, he wants entertainment, he wants a time which is known as leisure time. Okay, this leisure time is very important for us, for human beings. How much ever we are working, once we come back home with our family, we become fresh. We see our family members, we talk to them, we watch a movie with them, so we become fresh. So a human being on labor is a human factor of production. It's not like a machine. It's not like you switch on the machine and he's going to work for the entire 24 hours. No, it's not like that. On account of being human, he needs rest, he needs leisure time, he needs time with his family, recreation, entertainment, okay, and all that. He needs holidays too. Okay, and all that will force the laborer to stop at a point where he is satisfied. So when you see the supply curve is moving upward from 5 hours to 7 hours to 10 hours to 12 hours, the supply curve was moving upwards, the hours were increasing, but a point came where the labor felt that he's satisfied with the income that he has, and now he is not going to work for any extra hour. In fact, he might tell the boss, I'm not working for 12 hours, boss, please I want to work only for 10 hours. So here the movement which was going up, the curve which was going up, the upward movement now turned behind, and there is a backward move in the supply curve. This backward move is why, because the supplier of labor, the worker himself, he is not willing to work extra anymore. He wants some leisure time, and that is why the curve which was moving upward will now move backward, and it has become the backward bending supply curve. So in this particular case, the law of supply doesn't hold true. Here, even if the boss will give him 50,000, work for 24 hours for me only, I will give you 50,000. He cannot do that because he needs rest. He needs to travel, okay, from workplace to home. He needs to spend time with his family. There are so many things that he wants to do. He cannot be a slave to the boss. So even if the price will go on rising, the supply of laborer will not rise because he wants leisure time. So this is the exception of law of supply, which is very important and often asked. Let us do it with the table and the diagram. Okay, it is also known as backward bending supply curve because the supply curve moves behind. It moves backward. Okay. Uh, you are going to make the schedule. You are going to make the curve. Okay, when this answer is asked. Now, the schedule is given to you very nicely in the textbook over here. Okay, the schedule and the diagram, both the things are given to you. Okay, wage rate per hour. Okay, this is my wage per hour. This is my first column. My next column is hours of work. Okay, how many hours the person is working, and the total how much he is earning. Okay, his total earning. Now, initial case, in the beginning, per hour he was getting 100 rupees per hour. Here he was working for 5 hours, and that is why 100 into 5 he was making 500 per day. Okay, then the wage rate increased, the boss increased his money, his wage rate, his salary. So here he started working for 200 rupees per hour, and he started working for 7 hours. Okay, and then 200 into 7, he is now making 1400 rupees. Finally, the wage rate increased further with 300 rupees per hour. Now, what is he thinking? The worker is thinking that it's okay if I work for 6 hours, because either way I'm going to earn more. जितना मैं 7 घंटे में नहीं कमा रहा था, उससे ज़्यादा तो मैं 6 hours में कमा रहा हूँ. Then why to work 7 hours? Let me spend time with my family. I want only this much. This much is enough. Now I don't want to give any more hours to the boss. Okay, when I was giving 7 hours, I was earning only this much. But now, because wage rate increased, my salary increased. Now in 6 hours, I am getting so much. So why do I work extra? He is happy with this fact that सिर्फ 6 घंटों में इसे ज़्यादा मिल रहा है. जितना 7 घंटों में नहीं मिल पा रहा था, उससे उतना 6 घंटों में मिल रहा है. He is happy. So here he has taken a back turn. From 7 hours, he has come and he has reduced it to 6 hours. So the supply curve, which was actually moving further, has now taken a turn and it has become backward bending, because from 7 the supply reduced to 6 hours. We will plot this in the diagram. Very simple diagram, but you have to make it with concentration and practice is required. Please practice this diagram on the graph paper and your single line paper also, because either ways you should be able to draw it. Okay, this is my y-axis, my x-axis, and here my point of origin. Here I am plotting the price, that is my wage rate. Okay, my wage rate, that is my price. Okay, and here the supply, that is the number of hours, how many hours I am working. When my wage rate was 100, okay, when my wage rate was 100, I was working only for 5 hours. This was my point of equilibrium. When my wage rate increased, that when it became 200, that time I was working for 7 hours. Okay, I was working for 7 hours. This was my point of equilibrium. But when my wage rate increased further, it became 300. Now I will be working only for 6 hours. So this curve, which was actually moving this way, has now taken a back turn. Okay, he is not ready to work for 7 hours. He just wants to work for 6 hours and earn more than what he was earning before. So this is another exception of the first point of exception of law of supply, which says that as and when the price will rise, the supply will fall. As and when the price is rising, the supply of laborer is falling. This is an exception of law of supply. I hope you have understood. The next point is very simple: agricultural goods. Now, agricultural goods are something that take months to grow. Okay, and now if the price of any vegetable or any fruit is increasing or it's rising, I cannot increase the supply. Okay, why? Because it is a natural process. It takes months and it takes seasons for a fruit to grow. So agricultural producers are those whose supply cannot be increased overnight. The farmer has to wait for the season to come, for the rainfall to come, for all the climatic conditions to be good, so that the crop grows. So as and when the price will rise, not necessarily that the supply will also rise. So again, this is an exception of law of supply. Next one, urgent need of cash. Sometimes the seller, it happens so that he is under a kind of pressure where he needs money. It could be for anything. It could be for personal reason. He needs to pay loan to someone, some marriage at home, some urgent need of cash, like somebody is hospitalized, some disease that has come up in the family, is some urgency that has come in the family that forces the seller to sell more or to sell less at a given price. Like for example, if the price is low, okay, if a price of a commodity is low, the seller will be forced to supply everything. Why? Because he needs money in hand, he needs cash in hand. So there, this law is not holding true. It is going against the law, and that is why it becomes an exception. When the price is low, that time the supply will be high, because the seller wants money, he is in urgent need of cash. So the law of supply will not hold true. Next one, perishable goods. Perishable goods are those which get spoiled. Okay, like for example, my vegetables, okay, fishes, milk products, okay, milk and milk products, these are all under, especially vegetables, the green leafy vegetables, they come under perishable items. If I don't sell it today, the next day I will get no money out of it. It will go in the dustbin. It will get rotten. It will get spoiled. The green leafy vegetables, especially like spinach and fenugreek, and those kinds of vegetables, the methi and the palak. ये जो हमारे vegetables होते हैं, you sell it either today, you sell it, or tomorrow it goes into the dustbin. Okay, or you have to feed it, you have to make it the fodder for the for goats and cows, okay, for the cattle. तो यहाँ पर सेलर को इतना लॉस नहीं उठाना है. सो इवन इफ द प्राइजेस आर लेस, he is going to supply more because he does not want to incur losses. Even if he is getting little, he will be happy. Why? Something is better than nothing. In order to make total loss, it is better that I sell it off at a lower price. So your perishable goods also come under exceptions. Last but not the least, rare items, rare goods, something which is very unique, something which is very rare. Even if their prices shoot up and reach the sky level, not necessarily their supply will increase. Why? Because they are actually rare. Like for example, any antique painting, okay, or for example Kohinoor, okay, the diamond, the Kohinoor diamond, which is very rare, its price is really very high, but supply cannot increase. Supply will be low, so because it is a single thing, it can never be made again. It is a rare article. Okay, similarly the painters who are dead now, okay, who are not alive now, and their paintings, उनके price जितने भी बढ़ जाए, उनका supply कभी नहीं बढ़ेगा. Why? Because they are no more. So these points are going against the law of supply. I hope you have understood the exceptions of law of supply. A very important question from the exam point of view. Please do study it well, and if you liked this particular video, please give it a thumbs up. Please do like, share and subscribe. Pass it on among your friends, not only the students, not only friends of Maharashtra College, but also others. Let us reach out to everyone in these difficult times, and even you can help the channel grow. Your comments and your feedbacks are really very important to me, and it motivates me to record more and more videos and upload it. Okay, so thank you so much. If you really liked it, do share it with your friends and do subscribe to the channel and help us grow. Thank you so much. Goodbye. See you in the next class.